everybody? Welcome back to Fantasy Football Futures. I'm Tyler. This is Tim.
How's it going?
And on today's episode, we're going to give a little Pickem show, going over our bets for this week on Week 11. Tough slate, real tough slate. Hate the board. Not super crazy about the board. I feel like the spreads and everything are just not favorable for anybody.
Way too low, way too high. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what And you look at the Bears, Ravens 5, and the Chargers, Steelers 5. I feel like it's set kind of perfect. I don't know. You just don't really like any of the spreads going on right now. But it is what it is, and we just got to live by it. We both had. What did you go last week? 3-0.
3-0. Yep.
I went 2-1. So hopefully this trend keeps on going up. I think the week before I went 2-1 too.
Yeah, the week before I went 0-3.
So. Just keep going, 4-2. We're on the plus side right now, looking to go even more plus, get back and maybe break even for the year going on. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's just talk about each game, give our picks, and then at the end of this episode, we're going to give you our locks, favorites, underdogs of the week. If you're checking us out on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump on in.
All right, first game, we got Colts at the Bills. Bills -7, over-under 49.5.
I think I'm taking the over here. 49.5. Bills are going to put up a lot of points. They have been putting up a lot of points. Offense has looked a lot better. And I think the Colts are going to find the end zone this game. Now, I think you can almost feel comfortable taking Bills -7 because I think it's going to be tougher the Colts to keep the Bills out of the end zone. Darius Leonard might be out, which is a huge hit for the Colts. So, to me, this game, I like the over at 49.5. And then I like Bills even -7, I think, too, this week.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth because I feel like the Colts are kind of going forward. They've been winning a couple of games. But I think this is the Bills, what they need to do to separate themselves from the rest of the AFC. They need to win this game pretty easily. So I'm actually going Bills -7. I'm taking the over as well, just like you. So I think it will be kind of close, but I think that at the end the Bills pull away by more than a touchdown. And then a couple of scores here and there, and I think that over hits actually pretty easily.
That's what, yeah. We've seen them score a lot,
Colts
but
can
we've
score,
also seen them struggle offensively. But this also could be a game where Colts can somehow manage to keep it close, maybe get a late score, make it a 3-point game type of game.
Yep.
But yeah, -7 Bills over for me.
Yep. So next game we got Texans at the Titans, -10 for the Titans, over under 45.
This one I feel like it's tough. I feel like that over-under is kind of set low. With the Titans, I feel like they're going to come out firing. I think they're going to come out throwing the ball because they have to build on that pass game a little bit to develop it before playoffs and everything. I know you got Foreman and Peterson who are going to be running the ball, but I feel like that over, it might be a sneaky one because I can see Texans sneaking in late, scoring one, and this kind of being like a 35-21 game type of thing or 35-17. So I like the over here. Backdoor cover, I think, maybe by the Texans this week, but the Titans are at home. So I'm going to stay away from the spread, but I like the over for them.
So the Titans, against good teams, they've been playing really well, but those bad teams, the past few years, they play down. So that's why I'm actually going Texans +10. Texans are a bad team. Don't see how they would even be close to the Titans, but that's exactly what the Titans do.
Yep.
So I'm actually going Texans +10. I'm not touching the over-under because thinking that means the Titans are probably not going to score a lot of points, so maybe the under, but at the same time, 45 is low to where it could just be like a pick six or something stupid happen to where that over hits.
That's why I feel like you're going to get a defensive score at some point.
So I'm going Texans +10.
And so you got that, I got the over then.
And then the next game we got Saints at the Eagles. Eagles -2.5, over under 42.5.
This game to me is going to be, I think it's super tough to evaluate. You got Saints without Kamara. Sanders is coming back off IR this week. They are activating him. I don't know. The Saints team is just so tough to figure out. You never know what you're going to get. They haven't been playing terrible, and that's why I just don't get it. I think here you can take the Saints money line because you maybe just don't trust the Eagles enough. over under 2 even maybe. But these teams are they're pretty solid. They're okay defensively. I don't know. I think if anything, you might take the plus. You might buy the half point and go +3 with the Saints.
Yeah, I think both teams are kind of playing a little bit good. Saints kept it really close against the Titans last week, and that game I think was a little bit closer than it should have been because the Titans were winning by a good amount. I'm actually going to go Saints here. I like +2.5. I think the Eagles kind of got hot a little bit, but I don't think they're that good of a team.
No.
So I think they're going to come down. The Saints defense is a really good defense. Going to shut down Devontae Smith. The running game for the Eagles is not going to be that great. So I think the Saints come out +2.5, and I also like it money line as well, winning outright. Over under. 42.5 is just not a lot of points. I would think I would go with the under because I think the Saints are going to stop the Eagles from scoring, and the Saints aren't going to score a lot of points because they don't have Kamara. So I like +2.5. I like the under, and then a little bit on the money line.
That's I just like Saints +3 here.
Yep.
Eagles are playing really well, which is kind of the one thing going for them. It's just how much do you trust Jalen Hurts in this offense, and what do you think they can do? And it's also the same thing. It's like, do you really trust Trevor Siemian and the Saints defense or offense without Kamara? Mm-hmm. So here I'm buying the half point. I'm actually going Saints +3.
Yep, I got it. You can definitely do that. You might even. I wonder if you could even wait till Sunday morning right before the game. It could even go to +3.
Some people might not even realize Kamara's out yet.
Yep, when they realize he is, it could be. Next game, 49ers at the Jaguars. Jaguars +6.5, over under 45.5.
We've seen the last 2 weeks Jags stay in games that they shouldn't, and I think at home you're going to see the Jags stay in this game here as well. I think a lot of teams just play down to their competition when they're playing Jacksonville, but I think they're going to try to control the clock, try to have the James Robinson lead that, and you never know like what the 49ers might look like without Elijah Mitchell back there. They're going to struggle. And it really depends. Like, if you think Jaguars can stop Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, but this is a game I feel like the 49ers struggle after coming off a huge win last week, a blowout win against the Rams. So I actually like Jags here +6.5, and you could even by that point go +7.
Yep, I agree exactly. Same. 49ers coming off a big win. This is a lot of times you have letdown games. It's only 6.5 too against a very bad Jaguars team, so that's kind of made me think here. So actually I'm going Jaguars +6.5, buying that half point if it doesn't go to 7. And I really like the under this week as well. I think it's going to be a very low scoring game, and that's why I think the Jaguars, I don't think the Jaguars win, but I think it's a low scoring game and it's going to be close.
That's what I'm over under. To me, I feel like these are some really low over unders, especially this year after what we saw last year.
Yep.
There's games that are getting in the 50s consistently. So I'm not touching that one. I'm just taking Jags +7 or 6.5.
Next game, we got Lions at the Browns. Browns -12, over under 42.5.
This one, I think with Tim Boyle being the starter for the Lions, you're looking at Browns here. I think they're going to run away with it -12. I think they can win this game by 2 touchdowns. I'm going to take the Browns -12, especially being at home, getting Chubb. You got D'Ernest. I just think it's going to be too much run power for the Browns, and they're going to beat the Lions by 2 touchdowns or more.
Yep.
So I like Browns -12 here.
Yeah, I love Browns -12, actually. I think the Lions without Goff in there, and just a guy that I think he's only played maybe one game in his season, maybe 1 or 2.
I watched a thing yesterday that talked about Tim Boyle. He was at he went to a Division I school. I forgot where he was, Connecticut.
Yep,
and was like 6-20 something as a starter. His touchdown interception rate was atrocious. Then he went to Eastern Kentucky, and you thought maybe he improved. He did not. Was very average there as well. But then he managed to get a contract to be the backup quarterback to Rodgers in Green Bay, and so now, like, other than that, he was with Green Bay, and now he's with the Lions. And this is all coming off a guy who struggled at UConn and then struggled again at Eastern Kentucky. I don't know. I just feel like you might see I've never heard Tim Boyle. You'd think you maybe hear of guys But minus 12 for me, Cleveland, easy.
Yep, I think so too. I don't like taking favorites in the under, but I don't think I'm going to touch the over-under, but I would almost take minus 12 and under 42 because the Lions, I don't think, are putting up a lot of points. And I don't think the Browns will either, but I think they'll get enough touchdowns to just cover that spread. Nick Chubb is going to have a great game. I think
him and Dearness will be just fine.
And then so next game, go down here a little bit. We have Cowboys at the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5. Over under 56.5.
The over-under's jumped a couple points even from when it first came out. I think you take the over, don't you?
Yep, that many points, just go ahead and take the over.
These two offenses and how bad the Chiefs' defense can be, I think you got to take the over here. I like the over. Do you think Cowboys pull this off in Arrowhead?
I think the Chiefs. I'm actually going Chiefs minus 2.5 here. I think the Chiefs are coming back. They just got Ingram from the Steelers. I think that helped their defense out a little bit last week. So I think they're going to kind of roll off that, and I think the Chiefs are going to win. This is the game that they need to win, and so it's going to be really big for them, and I think they do, at least by 2.5.
Yeah, that's what I like the over here, and I think you're right. I think Chiefs do win this game. But you could easily take points with Cowboys if you feel like you buy that, get plus 3. Yep. You could even sprinkle thinking that the Chiefs' defense won't be whatever. I don't know. The Cowboys' defense I think is good. They're not great, and I think you could, like we saw, they struggled to stop the run against the Broncos, and they might struggle with the Chiefs. So I think Chiefs win this game too. So I mean, minus 139 money line, you could throw some money there too. So. I
think this is going to be a very good game. I like the over as well. But yeah, I think the Chiefs win. I think that over hits. And then next game, we got the Sunday night game. Steelers at the Chargers. Chargers minus 5.5. Big Ben is playing. And over under 47.5.
I like this game to be close. And Steelers, they don't do a lot to wow you offensively. But they're in every game they pretty much play. So I think you take plus 5.5 from the Steelers. I think this can be like a field goal type game. I just think there's too many pieces missing defensively for the Steelers to win this game. But Chargers haven't been great, so it's tough here. I like Steelers plus 5.5 and that over under. Steelers don't score a lot of points, but I don't know. I think plus 5.5, and I'm not going to touch over under this week.
So I'm actually not going to touch the spread. I think it's going to be very close to Chargers. I think Chargers win this game, but I just don't see them covering. But at the same time, it could be like a backdoor cover where they score a touchdown when they're up by 3 or something. But I love the under actually. Steelers don't score a lot of points. Chargers offense has been struggling lately, and I think it might still struggle against this Steelers defense. So I like the under 47.5 this game. And then lastly, we got Monday Night Football. We have Giants at the Bucks. Bucks minus 11, over under 49.5.
I feel like that's a lot of points for the Bucks, who have been struggling as of late. The over under 49. I think you take the under here at 50.5, 49.5 points. I think the Bucks will be the one doing the majority of scoring. I think they're going to end up. This is a game they kind of bounced back big from last week. I don't know. 11.5 points is a lot. 11 points is a lot. You're looking at the Bucks, who can let a backdoor cover easily come in. So I'm actually going to take the under at 49.5.
Yep, and so actually Tom Brady, I think in his last 8, maybe 10 primetime games, he's not covered the spread.
Really?
So I'm actually going Giants plus 11 here. I don't love it because of coming off that loss last week. Tom Brady's going to be pissed. Yes. And so I can see them just not stopping and just scoring a shit ton of points. But I think I'm going Giants plus 11. I think there could be an easy backdoor cover where the Bucks win by 10, something like that.
That's what.
And so I can see that happening. So I do like Giants plus 11.
But I can also see where Buccaneers come out, and this is a game where they just put the beat down on the Giants this week. So you can look at it both ways. I'm just the unders where I'm looking at for that game.
Yep. Okay.
Bucks win though.
Bucks win. Yeah, I think Bucks do win. That'd be crazy if they didn't. So now let's go ahead and go into our lock, dog, our favorite dog and lock, and we'll start with my favorite, which is Baltimore at the Bears. Ravens -5, over under 44. And my favorite is Ravens -5. I love the Ravens right now. I know Lamar's kind of sick, and it's not COVID or anything like that.
I traveled with him, so that's good.
So I think the Ravens, they're going to be... I think it's going to be actually a bit closer. It's not going to be a blowout, but the Bears are still just struggling. The offense is looking better, but not great. They don't have Allen Robinson. They do have Montgomery back, but I think the Ravens D will pretty much stop them. So I do like Ravens -5 as my favorite.
That's why I think what you're going to see here is a struggle with Lamar because of what's going on. Justin Fields has looked better than what he has at the beginning. I think getting Montgomery back is the key factor in this game. Getting someone you can rely on to run the football. I think they stay and they keep this like a 3-point game. I like Bears actually, which I mean, whenever I ever say the Bears and I like them, I always lose, no matter what. If I don't like the Bears, I lose. If I like the Bears, I lose. It is what it is. That's what the Bears do. But I'm going to take the Bears this week, especially being at home. And after the game they had last week, I feel like they're kind of... Matt Nagy's not smart enough to realize this, but everybody, like, they're kind of figuring out what you can do with Justin Fields. Getting him involved with the run game changes everything, so I like the... I would actually take the Bears +5, but the Ravens are the Ravens, and we can see them.
Yep. I'm betting on the good team. The Ravens, I think, are a lot better team, a lot better coaching and everything, so... That's why I like that -5. Let's go to your favorite, and that's the Bengals at the Raiders. Bengals are -1.5 right now.
Changing it. My favorite's going to be the Panthers.
So Panthers
-3.5.
-3.5 at home against the football team. Over under 42.5.
I think with the Panthers coming off a big win. I think the football team's coming off a bigger win, and you're getting Cam Newton in his first start. The team's going to fly around and try to... it's different when it's somebody coming in making their first start, I feel like, for an organization. You play differently. You're more hyped. You're more ready for the game. And I think anybody's ready as long as it's not Sam Darnold back there. So I actually like the Panthers here just because I think with McCaffrey, Moore, Newton, and that defense, it's going to be too much for Washington football team this week. And I think Heineke, he played great last week. I think he struggles some this week. Yeah,
I actually love the Panthers -3.5. I don't even think it's going to be... The Panthers are going to win by a touchdown or 10 points because I think the football team are coming off a big win. It's going to be a letdown week. And the Panthers, since Sam Darnold's not in there, having a new quarterback in Cam Newton, saw what he did last week, I think it's going to get them fired up. And I believe they're going to score enough points to cover the spread. I don't know about the over-under because I don't know if the football team can score that many points.
That's what worries me. You just don't know what you're going to get out of Heineke each week. So
so I like Panthers -3.5 as well. And then let's go ahead and go to the dog. My dog this week, I was on a couple, but I'm actually going with this one. I'm actually going with the Jets at home against the Dolphins. I think the Jets they're +3.5. Dolphins are -3.5. But I'm taking the Jets money line. I think this is where an upset happens. Didn't the Dolphins win last week?
They did. They beat the Ravens.
They beat the Ravens on that Thursday, coming off another big win. So I think this is going to be another letdown spot. I like those letdown spots. I think Joe Flacco will do enough. Not a Joe Flacco fan, but I think he'll do enough and get Michael Carter involved a lot and get a couple of those wide receivers to win this game.
That's what, to me, I feel like. I was thinking Jets earlier in the week, and I think with Mike White, Zach Wilson, they have a better chance to do it. But Joe Flacco is what worries me this game. He hasn't been great when he has gotten the chance to play over the last couple of years, so it's tough here. I just see the Jets' defense hasn't been playing great as of late, and then you got the Dolphins, who have actually made a turn for the better with their defense, and offensively they're looking a little bit better. So I don't know. I was thinking Jets earlier in the week, but the more, and right before here we were talking about it, I just can't get myself to bet on Joe Flacco.
I agree with that.
And the Jets, but I mean, if it happens, it wouldn't surprise me a whole lot because the Dolphins have had times where they look terrible too. So it's kind of up in the air here.
Yep, I agree, and I think if that passing game can stop the Jets' passing defense can stop Tua from throwing the ball, Dolphins can't run the ball at all. So I think that's where it's going to be the big.
It really depends on what.
Yep.
What did you get out of Gaskin too this week? Because I feel like it's been up and down for Gaskin holders. Who he's had good weeks, bad weeks, good weeks, bad weeks. You never really know what you're going to get each week. So here, breaking news. Marquise Brown is out.
Is out for the Bears. Huh. I still like -5. Maybe I might be able to get a little bit less now. I don't know if anyone's going to.
I think Rashad Bateman. Now that's a big game for Rashad Bateman now. You're looking at a huge performance here. So that was your dog. My dog for this week is actually going to be Seattle against the Cardinals.
Cardinals at
Seattle. Kyler Murray, questionable still. I don't know if they'll play him. You got Hopkins, who's out again. If they're both out, I think I'm loving the Seahawks. I know Hopkins out. If Kyler's playing, I don't know if I don't love the Seahawks still. Just because they played so bad last week, there's no way they replicate that.
Yep.
Russ's second game back, full week of practice with them. I expect them to kind of figure out that offense a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like this is a game at home. The 12th man will be a thing, although I hate the 12th man crap that they do. But to me, I think Seahawks here with the upset win against the Cardinals, they're just too banged up right now.
I think how this spread looks, it almost looks like Kyler won't be playing, but Seahawks +1.5. But I agree. I think the Seahawks pull the upset here. Yep. I agree with everything you're saying. Seahawks need a win. Everyone's kind of still in the playoff hunt besides like the really bad team. So I think Seahawks need a win right here against the Cardinals at home. It's always tough to play in Seattle, no matter who's playing. It's always tough. So I like that upset with Seattle as well. So let's go ahead and go to our locks. My lock is going to be Packers -1 at the Vikings. I think Aaron Rodgers, he owns the Vikings. I think that the Packers go in here, and they had a bad week last week when last week they
the Packers are 1-7, but it's 17-0. But I don't think you can't.
It was
17-0.
They had a good. It was
3-0 for the longest time.
I think they'll have a bounce back. Vikings defense not good. I think the Packers. A lot of people talking about Aaron Rodgers still a little bit. I just think they score a lot of points. So I'm actually going with the Packers -1. I can see a lot of people going to the Vikings because for some reason this is when the Vikings win.
This is a game.
I don't think that happens this week. I think the Packers win
This is a game Minnesota wins. They shouldn't, and they're not the better team, but this is a game they win.
Yep. I think it's weird like that.
I know Dalvin Cook has owned the Packers defense the last couple games, but really it's what it comes down to is Aaron Rodgers. They didn't play great last week, and I think with A.J. Dillon being the solidified guy back there, their run game's going to look a little bit better this week. And Rodgers is coming. Last week he came back, Saturday practice in the building. So you're just off rhythm in general there. And I think giving him back a full week to practice and everything, I like Rodgers. I like the Packers to win this game here too. I think a lot of it is overhyping the Dolphins and the Vikings and what they did last week in that win that they had.
Or the Chargers.
Yeah. Chargers are tough. But I like the Packers here. I think it'll be a close game. But I think the Packers pulled out late. Devontae Adams, I think, will be too much for him this week. So, to me, I think it's got to be Packers. Then my lock of the week here is the Bengals at the Raiders, and it's Bengals -1. They need a big win. Joe Burrow needs to play well. The team in general just needs to play well. They went into the bye week bad. Coming off this bye, I think they come out and they get a win that is much needed. And I like the Bengals here. I think they'll score a lot of points against the Raiders, and I think it's all Bengals this game.
Yeah, I think so.
I like the Bengals
I think
here.
coming off that bye, they're going to be needing a win because they were so hot for a while. So I think the Bengals do win this one. They get the cover. I also like the over. It's at 50. I really like the over because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. So I think the Bengals come out, win, and score a lot of points, and it over hits as well.
I feel like this is a game it can be like 34-24 type of game or 34-28 or something really close like that. So I like Bengals here. I don't know. It's just a weird week in general for spreads and everything. But that is our Pickem show. And we'll be tweeting all this stuff out, so if you want to follow along and everything, just check it out there. But other than that, we appreciate all the support, and we'll catch you on Booms or Busts for Week 11. Good luck. Deuces.
See ya.